Hello, my name is Laura Shea, or Laura Holland. I actually just got married this year, so I haven't officially changed my name yet. So it is on the schedule as Shea, but some students are calling me Mrs. Holland as well. Just letting you know. If you're watching this video, I have your student in Algebra 1 CP, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the class. So, well, first about me, I have my Master of Arts in Teaching from Boston University, and I have an undergrad from Stonehill College. About the course, Algebra 1. So, Algebra 1 is the foundation of all maths. They're going to be using the topics and skills that they gain this year in geometry next year, in Algebra 2, in pre-calculus, and if they get to calculus, they'll be using it as well. Um, this course is co-taught. We have another teacher, Mrs. Mac Dixon, who's in the class with them. So not only do they get me, but they also can have help from another teacher as well. And some of your students might be in her learning support class, where they will get the extra help from her for a whole another period. And she knows what they're doing in class because she's in class with me while I teach and can help them out with that. Some of the materials that your student might need is a binder. I like to say a 3-ring binder is the way to go. It's the best way because they take notes in class, but they also I also give them worksheets. So they can 3-hole punch things and keep things organized. I think that is the best way to go. Have plenty of paper and definitely have pencils because in math you're going to make mistakes and it's good if we can erase our mistakes. But we actually are happy for you to make mistakes because sometimes it's the best way to learn something new. If you fix your mistake, you're probably not going to go and make that mistake ever again. And please, if you can, grab a calculator for your student. They're not allowed to use phones, so a lot of the kids, if they're struggling with arithmetic, they're not allowed to use their phones. So if you could grab a calculator, I have this. This is a scientific calculator. You can grab one at CVS or Job Lot or Staples for $10 to $12, and they're going to have it the rest of their career in math. So it's really a great thing to have. Some formative and summative assessments that I do. First of all, for formative, I like to ask the kids for their thumb levels of understanding after questions. It's a quick way for me to just pick up how they're doing and if they understood the question or not. So I usually do thumbs up, medium, or down, and just on their level of understanding of the concept that was just taught. Also, I poll the class when we go over homework. I poll the class for who got the answer right or not, so I can see if there's progress or not on the homework problems. And I also do summative assessments. Summative assessments are your quizzes and tests at the middle or end of a chapter. Summative assessments are out of a total amount of points. So, for example, however many points the test is out of, your homeworks are usually worth 10 points or so. So, like, if the questions add up to be, say, 20 to 30 points for a quiz, and then maybe, 40 to 50 points for a test. They all go in, my grading is total points. So they all go in as a certain amount of points that will add up, and your student will receive a certain amount of those points, and that's divided by the total amount of points to achieve the grade. The best way I find to study is to re-practice problems from the notes. Actually go and redo problems. So they have all their solutions in their notes because we do them on the board. So what they can do is get out a separate piece of paper, cover up the solution from the notes, do the problem, and then see if they got it right. If they didn't get it right, they can go back and check where they went wrong. It's the best way. It really reinforces the material, and they'll feel ready for a test when they come in. A lot of kids say they can't study for math, but you can. Um, so basically, just going through um, a couple of the topics that we do for Algebra 1. We start the year with solving equations. That's what we're on now. And solving equations in one variable. So basically isolating your variable, getting it by itself, and solving. And then we move on to inequalities, which is your less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and solving for those, getting the variable by itself for that one. And then eventually we move on to linear equation, which is solving for the equation of a line and also graphing lines and going from tables to graphs, graphs to equations, equations to tables, all of that. Um, and then we've got exponential functions, which are raising a function to an exponent. So, x, number raised, 2 raised to the x is y equals 2 raised to the x is an example of an exponential function. And then lastly, we finish up with quadratic equations, which is all of the x values that we get raised to the second power. So it's actually, the graphs are all in the shape of a U. It's called a parabola. And that is the last chapter that we'll deal with in the year. Um, so, just wanted to let you know that the book that I go along with, you are free to have your student check one out if you want them to have a textbook. They can keep it at home, they can keep it at their locker. It might be helpful in case they're absent. They can relearn the material. There's explanations for the problems that we do in class, and that might be helpful. So just ask your student to ask me to sign out a book, and I'm happy to let them do that. Um, the best way to get in contact with me is my email, and that's Shay_Laura at mybps.us, written up here. And then Ann Mac Dixon's is Ann Mac hyphen Dixon at, underscore Ann at mybps.eps.us. Thank you, and I am excited to have your student in class. And feel free to email me and have a chat. All right. Have a good year. Thank you.